Hey, coffee cuties, we are back with another banger. And today we are back with another reaction video where I give my raw and unfiltered opinion about viral topics surrounding coily natural hair. And today we definitely have a banger indeed, as we basically have a well respected chemist within the natural hair space giving his perspective about whether or not non black natural hair products work better for coily natural hair. So we're going to go ahead and first see what he has to say, read some comments, give some commentary. You know how we do. So let's just get into some things by pulling up this first video. I'm going to see if I can put it up. I can't put it on full screen. That's okay. We'll go ahead and play and come back with more.
There's an ongoing debate about whether natural hair products actually work for natural hair, and part of the reason they don't is because of the natural ingredients. Just because you have curly hair doesn't mean your hair loves oils and butters. And in recent years, many general hair products are able to work on a wide variety of hair types, regardless of perceived curl pattern or porosity. For shampoo, some of my faves are K18's Detox line of shampoo for clarifying, Redken, any of their lines, but they do have a curly hair line that's great for hydrating, and Briogeo too. Now, Briogeo is black owned, but the focus is not natural hair. They cater to all hair types. For conditioner, I do find that curly haired products work best for me, like the Redken curly hair line or Inner Sense. But I feel like where natural hair shines the most is with styling products, because that is what makes the biggest difference in terms of defining curls or coils. But even with those that tend to use the more natural film forming agents are going to have less hold than the ones that use the synthetic alternatives. Like the Dew Mousse is still my favorite mousse in terms of hold, but it uses nothing but polyquaterniums to give it hold. While if you prefer a more flexible hold, you can get something like Mayel's Honey and Ginger line. Or if you want something that'll give you hold really quickly, Treseme's Mousse. It's alcohol-based, it will dry your hair out, but if it's well moisturized, you will not feel it. But that's my go-to for flattening mini twisted braids after washing them. Moral of the story, please do not be afraid to venture outside of the natural hair care section, because your Holy Grail product might be tucked away between Pantene and Head and Shoulders. There's an ongoing debate about whether natural hair.
Alrighty, so what are your opinions about what he has to say about non-black natural hair products, or yeah, basically white products working better for black coily natural hair? So he definitely explained a lot of different products. He kind of was going very fast. I caught a few of them. Redken, because I see that constantly coming up within this conversation. I personally never tried them, but I am open to it. So when it comes to his explanation about black hair products typically kind of focusing more on oils and butters, I definitely agree with that, which can be okay for, I guess, the moisturizing factor. But when it comes to actually cleansing the hair and all things like that, sometimes it takes a little bit more than just the oils and butters and the natural ingredients that they pile on into it. That's why I personally really like Design Essentials. That's my go-to right now. They have a really good clarifying shampoo, moisturizing shampoo. They have tons of lines, so that is my go-to. But yes, I could definitely see where he's coming from. Briogeo, I never got to try, but they're actually no longer black owned. So I guess they would be in the category of the non-black hair products working better. If you are a fan of Briogeo, I actually did a video of them about the sale of the company back in 2022. So let me know down below, is it worth the price tag? Because it is more on the expensive side. But when it comes to this conversation, I'll say more commentary for a second, but let's see what a few people have to say. So, someone else said, when I switched to Redken's curly, soft line, I literally cried in the shower because my hair had never felt so soft. So, that is a good thing. Redken's definitely got people in a chokehold. I definitely need to look up and see what's going on with that brand. Someone else said, I remember OG natural hair YouTubers back in the day, the 2000s, and people were using Tresemme or Aussie products. So, I have actually used Aussie. So if I was like down on my luck, no offense to anyone who uses it, if they are not down on their luck, that's just kind of where I come from with it. If I was like down on my luck and could not afford Design Essentials, for example, which is kind of mid-range price tag, I probably would be using at least Aussie's conditioner because I feel like it was very moisturizing for my hair. But to be honest, I just didn't know I didn't really know how to read labels at that time. So it was just a lot of things going on in the back that I wasn't comfortable with. But I will say that I didn't think that I got negative results from it. I will name a few other ones that I've tried and just kind of my reaction to it in a second. But let's see what the last person has to say. So someone just said, just to clarify, Wella now owns Briogeo. They purchased it in 2022. It's operated separately, similar to how they operate GHD, but still in the umbrella. So they clarify again that Biojo is now not Black owned, but it was created by a Black woman. So it's kind of sticky, similar to the Mayels of the world and Carol's Daughter and so many others, and even the Main Choice, the others that sell. They start off Black owned, then they end up selling. So what are your opinions about those companies? Do you think that they should be now categorized in the white product or non-Black product category, or do you still consider them Black products? Because allegedly a lot of them say that the ingredients or formulas have not changed. So where would you put them in the category? But when it comes to all of this, so I have tried a few non-Black hair care products, one being Olaplex, which I don't think that I got negative results from, but the price tag was a little too high for the results that I was getting, that was not too different from the products that I already was using. Leave down below if you are a fan of Olaplex and what is your favorite number on the scale. So I've used the oil when I blown out my hair. It was okay. I used the shampoo and conditioner as well. Like I said, it wasn't negative results, but I just felt like I could get similar results with a cheaper product. I've also used Cantu. That is absolutely a no-go for my personal hair. I feel like it's very drying. Allegedly, they have all type of alcohols in it, but then allegedly the same alcohols that's in Cantu is also in other products. I don't really know how to read labels that well. So if you are a chemist, I do know I have one featured on my channel and we went over a lot of Black hair care products. So that's in my live section. So be sure to check that out. Leave down below what you think about Cantu. Honestly, like I said before, if I was like down on my luck or trying to save money or whatever the case may be, that probably will be the one that I would use along with Cream of Nature. Both gave me okay results, but I just felt like I like Design Essentials better personally. And then again, I've also used Carol's Daughter and Mayel, which I guess now could be in the white category. But when it comes to Black owned products, Design Essentials, like I said, I do use TGIN. As I am, I guess that's in the it's not white category, it's not Black, it's in the middle because the guy is of Indian descent. So I do use them as well. Um, those are kind of like my go-to at the moment, and sometimes I do use the Main Choice too, which will be in now the white category. So leave down below what you think about all of this as I go ahead and play another video from another creator who also had things to say about this conversation. Read some comments, give some more commentary. You know how we do. So let me go ahead and pull up your girl and see what she has to say about all of this.
People are overthinking the products they're using in their 4C or textured hair. And this brings me to the topic of why non-Black hair products are working better in 4C textured hair than natural hair products. Quick disclaimer, when I say non-Black products, I'm not saying they're not for Black people. I'm just relating to the messaging and confusion online. Also, I'm not saying all natural hair products do not strengthen hair. I'm just focusing on what is marketed and what is discussed. Just wanted to clear that up. Now back to the topic at hand. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Natural hair products sell an image. They do not sell longevity and results. You walk into places like Superdrug and all you see is curl cream after curl cream, curly girl approved, but what you need to be looking for is for strengthening ingredients. Natural hair is not just about curl definition, and that is my issue with the typing system, that we focus too much on the curls. It's about hydration, structure, and protein. That's something society refuses to tell people because curl definition is $1 billion business, but that is not the focus if you want healthy hair. Now let's get into why non-Black products might be working better on your hair. Oils and butters like coconut oil, olive oil, castor oil, shea butter work perfectly for sealing and moisture. I use them myself all the time, but the issue is they do not moisturize by themselves. Take low porosity hair, for instance. When you put those butters on oils onto your hair, they do not get absorbed, so long term they might actually dry out your hair if you're not layering them with the right ingredients. Non-Black hair products focus on humectants, that's glycerin, panthenol, hyaluronic acid, that actually pull hydration into your hair. And that's why your hair feels softer and more hydrated when you use those products. Another aspect is that non-Black hair products are actually lighter on your hair. It may sound counterintuitive, but think about it. If you are layering product after product after product on your hair, you're just going to overload your hair and suffocate your strands. Whereas when you have lighter products, that way you can rinse it out better and it can probably last longer on your strands. So what can you do? If oils and butters are working for you, great. I would probably suggest using them last as a layer to lock in that moisture and hydration after using a water-based or active product. Protein is key. Do not skip those strengthening treatments. It is all about a balance between moisture and strength. Lastly, clarify your hair at least once a month to get rid of all that buildup. Trust me, your products will absorb better into your hair and scalp. Concluding point, it is not about which product is best as a whole, it's about what works for you. You need to learn your hair, learn what works on your hair. You might find natural hair products work best for you, or black hair products work best for you. But just remember, your hair deserves strength, your hair deserves nourishment just as much as other hair textures. And please do not feed into the culture of curls, 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 because it's not always about that. You can force your hair to look one way and it will not look like that. Everybody is different. You're welcome. People are overthinking.
Alrighty, so what are your opinions about what your girl had to say? Let's see what a few commenters said first. So it said, I started using Korean hair care on my 4C, has stopped breaking so much, and my hair is finally growing. So that is great. I don't know what Korean, I know the skincare is like a big thing that's talked about within the black community rather, but I haven't heard much about the hair care as they typically do have type 1 hair, I guess similar to white hair. So that's a very interesting thing. I wish you would have dropped the brand and I could have looked into it more. But someone else said non-black products are science-based, black products are moisture slash oil based. So that is definitely an interesting perspective for sure, because of course not all of the black owned products are just made out of the kitchen, to be quite frank, but a lot of the origin stories of a lot of the products that we know to grow and love are based out of the kitchen. Now at some point I hope that they kind of team up with different chemists or do what they have to do to kind of make sure that the products are safe and effective and all of that. Like I will assume so if they're being sold on shelves. But initially, that is the origin stories. And versus white products, I will say that they do kind of come. I haven't really heard the origin stories of like a white product being made out of the kitchen and then kind of expanding. But correct me if I'm wrong by leave it in the comment section below. But she did touch on a ton of good points that definitely is great to have conversation about. So when it comes to the image in the natural hair community, we talk about this all the time, how the type 3, the texturism was in full effect, and they always focus on curl definition, no matter how you got it, no matter how healthy or unhealthy it was for your hair. As someone with poorly natural hair, I would agree with that 100%. And a lot of the products were unfortunately catered around that. So it's just a ton of, like she said, oils, butter, just a ton of things to get your hair to look a certain type of way without really focusing on the health of your hair. Not enough clarifying shampoos, for example, too much moisturizing agents or butters and oils and all of that, even within the shampoos. And yeah, so I definitely can see that when she talked about protein. That's why I really like Design Essentials Oat and Honey shampoo, because it has protein within it. So you don't have to worry about doing a full on protein treatment. You could just kind of have it with every wash day at a low amount, because sometimes having protein, you can get protein overload and your hair can actually become dry as well. So definitely pay attention to what your hair needs. But when she talked about the overall dryness of coily natural hair in particular, that is definitely an issue that a lot of us unfortunately have to suffer with, because our hair is not retaining enough moisture. I do think that oils are more of a sealant and not an actual hydrating, moisturizing factor. You can seal what you put in the water-based product, but to just use the oils only, which a lot of, I feel like the steps that we have been taught is like oil is hydrating our hair, which is not the case. And then we get the adverse reaction, which is dryness. But she also talked about her she talked about the I can't even think of the name, hermectants, basically that pull in the moisture and seal it. If I'm saying it wrong, correct me in the comment section. But basically, you all know what I'm referring to, those agents that really pull in. And she says that a lot of non-black hair care products do focus on that more than black products. I mean, I've seen a lot of products have a lot of aloe, which is one of those agents. Um, with the African pride, for example, the pre-poo, I really like that. So I'm not saying that there's none that exist, because again, there are a lot of products that do have things like aloe vera in it, but there are a lot of products that do not focus on that as well. So I could definitely see where she's coming from with that as well. But I am definitely more curious to know what you all think about all of this. Do you use non-black hair care products on your hair? If so, what are your favorites? Leave them down below so we can know, because at the end of the day, it's not just all about black products, white products. It's about what is going to work best for our fully natural hair, what's going to give us the best results. Because at the end of the day, healthy hair is going to be the priority over anything else. We are no longer just buying into an image and, oh, because the owner of this product. Oh, she has some nice hair, so I assume that it's going to work the same way for my hair. And y'all hair may be two totally different hair types, textures, densities, porosities, all type of things. So definitely we are going to focus more on what works for us individually, not just again an image just being pushed out by this whole ideal that you need to have curl defining hair in order for it to be presentable and beautiful, which is absolutely ridiculous. But again, I'm more curious to know what you think, so leave it in the comment section below. Also, at the time of this recording, we are 525 people away from the goal of 10K. And at 10K, we will definitely be doing a giveaway. So continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Telling friends to tell other friends that it's Liddy over here. So many more videos to come. So turn those post notifications on. Also, on the way out, check out my bio. So many cool things. Coffee Cutie mugs are on sale. Email me any cool stories you think will be cool for the channel. But this is the end of this video. So until next time, see ya.